Let me see.
It's getting colder.
All right. Well, welcome to Healthy Culture Reggae Show by Marvin Selector. It's a pleasure to have a new interview. In this case, we stay with the greatest artist, Raphael from Italy. Raphael, give thanks for your time, for your vibe. It's a pleasure to stay with you. I really appreciate your music. Have a good message, a good beat. Your production are great. Thanks for that. So I want to ask you some questions. I know about a little of you. Tell us about your beginnings as a person, your childhood times, your family vibe, right?
Yeah. So, hi Marvin. Blessings to all the listeners. Un saludo a toda Costa Rica desde Italia. Well, I I have two sides, two cultures in this heart. My father comes from Nigeria, Africa, and my mother is Italian from Calabria, the south region of Italy. So in both cases, I have very humble origins, and they met in Italy. My father was one of the very first African students who came up here in the 70s, after the mid 70s. So they got married in 1980. In 1986, Medea, I was born, even
Yeah,
to Earth. So both of them English, of course, was it's Nigeria common language. So my father is an English speaker, and my mother was a kind of rebel. She went to England after high school, and it was not so normal for a girl alone from the South, you know, with South mentality back in the 70s to go alone. But she wanted to go same way to learn English. So when she came back to Italy, she wanted to, you know, speak English. So I was grown actually in two cultures, and I had the pleasure to grow both with the Italian, European, let's say the pop music you hear in the radios, and the music that my father brought and my father listened. There was like a lot of Afrobeat, Fela Kuti. There was soul from James Brown to Ray Charles, and of course, there was reggae and U-Roy, Bob Marley and the Wailers, of course,
right.
among the others, Jimmy Cliff. And so I had this 45 records, which is my inheritance, you know. And I grew up listening to cassettes and 45s. And among all this music, reggae was the one, you know, who made me feel something. I was relating also with this Bob Marley figure. I was really amused and fascinated by his story. He's being, you know, half black, half white, just like me, you know. And
You're
it
right.
wasn't not easy, not still today. You know, the mixed, let's say mixed race, even if you know mixed culture, mixed blood, call it whatever. But here in Italy, we don't feel represented by no one because still there is a lot of people that, you know, that that say, you can't be Italian, you know, being black or colored or whatever. And in England is different. In France is different. In England, in France, you can see the black doctor, the black policeman, the black politician, and not in Italy. So still is one of the most closed and racist country, even though there is a lot of nice people, beautiful people all around. But the reality is that still it's very close. And right now we have a lot of immigration from Africa. Of course, situation in Africa is exploding. You know, people have
Right.
no school, no food, no future. But today, differently from yesterday, you can see everything on a phone. So I can imagine a guy from, you know, Nigeria with no food, no house, but you know, hey, why do they have this? Why shouldn't I have this? So there's a huge problem that, of course, politicians from no part of the world can handle. And so the people is getting, you know, rage, rage, rage. So it's kind, right now, right today is kind of a hard period, and I can really experience what a lot of people, artists and musicians, was experiencing back in the days, because right now in Italy, with the dreadlocks or a different color, you're more likable to be stopped by police, stop and search, where you're from, what you're doing here, and yeah. So
Oh,
it's a reggae life. I started doing reggae when I was 16 years old. Uh, I always wanted to do music. I know I could do something, so I pick up a guitar, you know, learn from somebody, and with the friends of school, we put together a band called Easy Skankers. It was 2002, 18 years ago, exactly in October. So right now we're celebrating
October. It is so
18
interesting.
years. I'm big now, a big musician now.
Your first band, right? Easy.
First
Your
band,
first,
Easy
yeah.
Skankers.
This is Skankers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
And we did a lot of things together. And the first proper album we did in 2009. We recorded it in 2008 in Tough Gong in Kingston.
Tough Gun,
And
right?
yeah, it was a
Yeah,
great experience.
great.
We met,
Tell us about this experience, Raphael.
yeah, sure. We met Roland McDermott, which is the chief engineer, audio engineer of Tough Gong. He was touring with Junior Kelly, and we had the chance to open to Junior Kelly in Genova City. So, you know, he was like, "Hey guys, I really like your reggae. Why don't you come to Jamaican Record?" And we at first we said, "Ha, ha, ha, ha. It would be beautiful,
A dream.
magari," like we say in Italy, magari. But after a bit, we exchanged number and contacts and emails, and we thought, hey, if we put the plane, the flight ticket, we take it as a vacation. But you know, if we play music and save together, hey, how much you have? How much you have? How much you have? So I had 2,000 euros, put it inside. So we put together some money and went to do this wonderful experience. And we had a featuring with Michael Rose, with Perfect, and with Luton Fire, and Earl China Smith children, Maria and Earl Jr. was the backing vocalists for the album. And
So,
you know, we were like 21, 22 years old, and it's great, you know, being playing reggae since 7 years already, but we started as kids.
yeah,
So maybe
right.
the first 3 years it doesn't even count, even if we were doing like live shows since 2003. So it's like we were like good entertainers, but we were more focused on the live shows than the production side. So in Tough Gong, we really started to understand, hey, this is the way, you know, you deal with a record when you do an album. So it was a really a university, and of course being in this place so special where you looked at the walls and you saw, you know, Gentleman, Journey to Jah record was done here.
Great.
Damian Marley here, Capleton, Sizzla. You know, it was like every reggae personality, of course, since Marley, had to pass through that studio. So I was like absorbing, you know, energies, and it was nice for a 22 years guy, years old
Great,
guy.
great to know. The name of the album is To the Foundation, right?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
excellent, excellent. Oh, I feel Top Gun have a great, great vibe, right?
Exactly.
I was in last January in the outside of Top Gun because in this time was closed, but I feel the vibe outside of there. Oh, so I want to ask you other question. It's more spiritual question. How does Raphael try to live day by day in spiritual things, right?
Yeah, this is a great question. You know, I was grown up as a Mormon. Both of my parents, you know, were in this Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints. So from when I was born, since I was 14 years old, which was the time that my parents split and my father went back to Nigeria. And I don't see him since then. So it's like 20 years now. It was year 2000. So I was grown with very, very strict, principles, no, no spending money on Sunday. Sunday you have to go to church. So every Sunday of my life, church. I couldn't go play football because, until Saturday, okay, but Sunday games, no, sir. And no sex before marriage, no tobacco, no drugs, and very, very strict. So when I was 14, boom, teenager. Wow, when you're a teenager, it's a bomb of emotions and thoughts, and you see the world and you see other people. And so that moment, my father went away, and so I was, let's say, free to start thinking with my head. Of course, when all your life, they talk to you about God, and principles and this and that. Of course, even if you rebel, let's say, you will not go so far from what they taught you, because mama and papa, when you're 14 and when you're grown up like this, they couldn't lie to you. So it was written, certain principles, they were written in my soul. So even in the rebellion moments, I had to choose, a movement to jump in, which I was feeling a rebel, but still myself. And reggae was the only thing that made me feel comfortable with myself, with, that started making me think with my head, because of course I believe in God, but why God wouldn't want me to make love to my girl, and all those things, and then why God asked me to pay the 10% of my earnings to the church, even if I don't have a job, and all those things I started thinking. So Rasta, this Bob Marley figure was once again help for myself, started really thinking with myself. So of course, I kept the principles of Christianity, which is what I believe in. Here in Italy, Catholic Church is so strong. And when I was a kid, I was going to school also to the nuns, or I grow up with them, I believe in one God, one Bible, you can interpret and look at it, you can look at it from different positions, but the thing is one. So, Rastafari really helped me to, start thinking with myself, with my head. But I have to be honest, at a certain point of that path, there is something that don't work, at least for me. I explain better. Certain Rasta believe that King Selassie, is Jesus Christ, is in his second come to the earth. Others, like the 12 tribes, the Rasta sept, in which also Bob Marley joined, they don't attribute this, godly figure to Selassie. Well, in the Bible is written that when Jesus Christ will come back to earth for the second time, no wars will be there, and he will reign, and everybody will live in peace and harmony for 1,000 years. I don't see that right now.
Right.
I don't see that right now. So in
It's true.
my view, King Selassie is another figure. You don't have, we have Jesus, which was the biggest, or the one humanity choose to, be biggest. But every man, every artist, every good writer, you have a few every century. And I believe that, Bob Marley, but also Selassie, and also there is a lot of people who, even Muhammad Ali, in sports, in whatever, that have the power to inspire other people. So really, I really worship King Selassie for being, as a power that started to unify all Africans all over the world, all oppressed.
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia, it's still a process that that have to move and have to, so to cut the thing right now, of course I do believe in God, but I don't believe in the doctrines made by man. I believe that God gave you a conscience, so you know what is right, you know what is not right. When you do it, you feel it. If you feel clean, if it doesn't make you feel clean. So right now I live day by day by, you know, trying to love myself and respect myself. Because if you don't love yourself and try to know yourself, it makes no sense to live, oh, I live this way because the Pope tell me so, because that Rastaman tell me so, because my mama tell me so. There comes a time that you have to really work with your mind. And right now, if I study, I see in each and every religion, there is behind men who want to control. It's like politics. So right now, I really try to love everybody, respect everybody. And if you go, every religion have a base, a common base, which is love. Love and respect. It seems a little thing, but if everybody just live by these two simple principles, not going by what you have to eat, what you cannot eat, what is, you know, sex, no sex, leave that by the side. If we live by love and respect, everybody, the world would be already a better place. And then after that, we can discuss about if pork is good for you or not good for you. Or so really, I respect everybody, but I don't want nobody to tell me what to believe in, how to do, what to do, because I lived, you know, a lot of part of my life with that way. And it didn't feel, I don't think it's right. Everybody have to, you know, understand the life and God, you know, after being accompanied, you know, with his family religion. But there comes a time that you have to think with your own mind. So of course, Marley showed me the way, but of course, my path is different. Is different. I don't feel, you know, and I would like to be like, you know, who really believe in something that, oh, this bad is happening to me. Oh, God will make a way. Boom, let's go forward. Oh, I respect that, you know. Sometimes
Good.
I think too much.
Oh, good.
Maybe I'm a little bit more cynical.
Great. Good to listen this opinion about the vibe, the opinion about God and the day, and live day by day, right? I think that reggae music is a way to be more consciousness, be more righteousness. Artists that sing reggae music have influenced by Bob Marley and some kind of artists that have a rebel talks, right? Is to know, listen that. So, Raphael, how were the experience with the band, with the Easy Skankers in festivals like Rototom, Sunsplash, Arisa Wave, Fluff, and Goa Boa, Black Uhuru,
Yeah,
Total the
give a love.
Mitals, Cocoa
Yeah,
Tea, Desmond Decker. Who was the experience? Share
wow.
vibration with this artist, right?
Yeah, man. From Desmond Decker to Kimani Marley to Toots and the Maytals, God bless
That's
Toots'
you're
soul.
right.
We had the pleasure, the honor to open up to the majority of our, you know, our idols, musical idols. Desmond Decker was the first back in 2005, and I really have a very sweet memory about that moment because we have a picture together, you know, with holding with him, and he told me, "Hey, guy, I heard you. You're kind of young right now, but go ahead. You know, you're good. There's potential."
Don't give
And when
up.
you read books about Bob Marley, you see the same Desmond Decker who told the same thing to a young Bob Marley back in Cox and Dodd's studio. So
Oh,
you know, this thing made me,
great
wow,
words.
the same man. And the same thing, a big emotion I had when I opened, not with the band, but just with the DJ, to the Wailers.
To the well, right. Other
And there was
questions.
like Aston Barrett, family man, that when it was their time to go on stage, he called me from stage, "Hey, Rasta, and he made me. You know, so giving like
2008, right? You opened it,
yes,
the Whalers, in 2008. You opened it, the
right.
Whaler,
That's
right?
right. That's right. And
Oh, good.
that was another great emotion. Of course, Rotterdam was the first big uh, opportunity to also see the other bands. We won it in 2005 after a contest. Back in the days, you had to do like live contests in the clubs with the people, 5 bands, 6 bands, then the finals. It was beautiful. And you know, you had the opportunity to know, you know, the bands from Milano, the bands from Roma, the bands from here, the bands from there, and create a connection. It was beautiful. And we're talking about 15 years ago. It was sweet, sweet. So I split with the band before, in 2012, before my first solo album, which was Mind versus Art, 2013, because it's simple. It's like when you're a kid, when you're young, you know, in high school, even if your parents are rich or poor or this or that, everybody is the same. Everybody goes to school, 8 to 1 to 1 p.m. Everybody have to be home, you know. After that, it comes the time of university. You know, some people go away, some people go to work, some people. So I didn't go to university. I started working in order to have the free weekends to play. Somebody, you know, went away. Somebody stayed. We did some more years. Then I got my first kid in 2011. So being a father, very young, 24, 25 years old, of course, it put me in a different position since my bandmates, and I had to really provide to a family. And so I had to push more on my face, my name, for, you know, in order to work more, because if I wanted to keep doing music had to become my real job, not only a side thing, not only a let's hope for tomorrow. I had to, you know, make
principal job, right?
that moment. So at first it worked, you know. I started doing things as Raphael, then Raphael and the Easy Skankers, you know. But sometimes, you know, it's life have to take its flow, you know. So I preferred, you know, to keep the friendship and leave the job on the other side, you know. So still they're like the best friends ever. We're all from the same town, all the same age, and we share memories together. There are really, they will last forever.
Great, great, brother. So then in the 2012, you released your first EP, right? My Name is Raphael, produced by Bizarre Records. Who was the experience with Bizarre Records? Did you first?
Bizarre,
right?
Bizarre is of course a turning point in my career, and still Bizarre is a family, is my really my let's say my team, musical team.
Right.
And we met with Leo, the producer and the CEO, back in 2009 at Rotterdam Sunsplash, and we met with Lion D too, and we had this beautiful, you know, meeting with Lion, and we know each other. Yeah, since more than 10 years right now, and we're like, he's like the brother I never had. He's like 4 years older than me, just like I am 4 years older than my real brother. And his mama is from Italy like mine. His father is from Nigeria like mine. So we share lots of things in common, both reggae singers. It's like, wow. So really, Lion D, which was and still is, you know, Bizarre #1 singer. And yeah, it's a family. Of course, I'm more a freelance. I do collaboration with, you know, different realities, but always Bizarre is part of the game. And yeah, My Name is Raphael was the first, steps as a solo artist, working with a different producer, not always with the band, always with the same musicians. And it was a step forward in my career, because it allowed me to also jump on different kind of rhythms that I couldn't do with the band. We didn't have, the ability, or some of the band wanted to be, strictly roots reggae, or more funky, or more this. I wanted to be, even likable to the dancehall, because there was the part of the DJ set, the DJ
System
style.
format, right?
Sound system, yeah. So Bizarre introduced me a lot and helped me to develop this side of myself.
Great. Now, then in the 2030, one year, then you do your first album, right? Debut.
Right.
My version here, one of my favorites. I know about you for this album, and I put a lot of songs of this album if my sets. It's a really great album.
Respect.
With Austrian label, right? Irie Vibrations.
Yeah, Irie Vibrations.
Different. The experience. Who was the experience with other label, right? Other producer.
Yeah, man, it was very nice. I mean, that was probably the central part of my career up to now. My Name is Raphael went good. I was able to do a lot of shows. Started to have reviews and some little YouTube views. I did 2 street videos from that EP. So that caught the attention of Irie Vibrations, which was already, established, working already with people like Luciano, Conscience, and
heavy.
So they contacted me, and we started, sharing and chatting, sending music and thoughts. And they invited me in their festival in Austria. The festival they organized by themselves, by Irie Vibration. So we had the opportunity to meet personally, and there was a vibe. So we started making the album. At first, they were sending me instrumentals I was writing at home. Then 2 or 3 times I was, taking the plane, going there to Vienna, working in the studio, making the video clips, And yeah, it was a great experience. Also, we started doing some shows with their band, the Fireman Crew. So it was really a nice period. And thanks to that album, really, that was the album that brought my name with the Sound Blaster tune also, which was like developed by a guy called Reggae here in Genova, my hometown. We did he did the instrumental, I did the lyric. Then we brought it to Cyrix, Irie Vibration. He put, the professional touch in it. They produced it, and it became a good single. So yeah, I have really nice memories of all that period I did. It was very busy. I had a little kid at home, so I was like boom, bam, 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 coming and going, and I did like 150 shows in 1.5 years. That year. It was really, really a blessing. Really a blessing.
Great. With tracks like Laid Back, Sound Blaster, Mine versus Hard.
Yeah.
Now King, Medium, a Step Up with featuring with T1, a great artist.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Laid Back, Gideon, and
favorites.
What About Us? And
this time.
They were played by Easy Skunkers. So even if we split a little later, maybe in 2015 or 16, they Easy Skunkers still did the Man versus Hard tour with me. It was Raphael and the Easy Skunkers, and we were playing the songs from the album. And even if they didn't play all the songs from the album, because the majority of the songs are from Irie Vibration, still they were part Easy Skankers were part of my first solo album. That is important to remember.
Oh, interesting. So in the 2016 other great albums, Reggae Survival, produced by Sugarcane Records in California. You recorded in Italy, right? And mixed
Both
in US?
Italy, and we did some vocals in California, and also did some vocals in Jamaica, the ones with Tristan Palma and his backing
Yoka
vocalist.
Soundboy.
Right.
And Rebel is a great tune.
Yeah, that was a nice moment too. And it's funny because it sounds like yesterday and already 4 years has passed.
Yeah, it's
yeah, we started developing with the album with Bizarre. He had connections with California. So we flied also over there. We stayed 1 month. We worked in the studio with Sugarcane. And then I went to Jamaica where we did also 2 video clips and worked with Tristan. He helped me a lot with the backing vocals and the horns. The horn section in Joker Soundboy is the very same of Joker Smoker. There was
original version.
Yeah, man. Dim Fraser at the saxophone,
Right.
and Nambo Robinson at the trombone. And Nambo passed away the year later. So I feel really blessed to have the blessing of his music on my record. One of the very last work.
A legend of reggae music, right? It's a blessing, like a blessing. You shot a video right in Kingston too, the Dread in a Babylon?
Yeah, Dread in a Babylon and
That's
Joker
shot in
Soundboy.
Portland. Right.
Dread in a Babylon is Port Antonio, and Joker Soundboy is the first part in Kingston in the studio, and then to Port Antonio too.
Oh, nice.
I love Port Antonio. I've been to Jamaica like almost every year since the first time, since 2007. And Port Antonio really is the part I love most. There's the beautiful nature over there. And yeah, it's nice to have the video.
Right. Jamaica have a good vibe.
Yeah, special
people. So I like to ask you if you express in 3 words who is reggae for you? What is reggae for you? Can you select 3 words?
I would say freedom. I would say togetherness. I would say love. But love, it's a very wide word. So love for myself, for my family, for my values. It doesn't mean I'm a soft person. Rasta is also, don't mess with me. Let's remember Peter Tosh. I'm a stepping razor. Don't you want my side? I'm dangerous. So, you know, love is a power. And that's the thing, you know, sometimes people, Rasta people, peace. No, sir. Serious thing.
Serious thing.
No joking. So, freedom, togetherness, and love. And by love, I intend also, you know, the other side, the rage to defend what you love.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that, my brother. Oh, so what is coming to Raphael? You think in some new albums? I saw you release a single, right? A new single?
Yeah, I released 2 or 3 singles in Italian.
Yeah, in Italian.
Exploring other sonorities, other sounds. Right now, it's a kind of strange moment because, you know, this pandemic.
You're right.
Really stopped music, and here in Italy, a lot of festivals, clubs, and up to date, you cannot, you know, have shows where the people dance. You can also play in smaller clubs, but they are going to shut them again. So actually, it's like I'm working in the building side and lifting things, you know, since May. And I give thanks for that because this provides me to, you know, provide for my family. Um, Actually, you know, I'm honest. There are periods where when I'm inspired and I can write 10 songs in 1 week. There are periods, and periods could be also a year, that I'm, you know, I have struggles and things, and I don't feel like writing.
Yeah.
Live music always, you know, kept me up. That energy, like a drug, just like I was really addict. You know, I needed that energy, that stage, that thing, you know, that energy from the crowd. And I did really, really kilometers and kilometers and things that, you know, people was asking me, hey, you came to sing here from there, here, you know, maybe it wasn't big clubs, it wasn't big things, but, you know, it was a mission for me. And it was also, you know, uh, one euro on another was also the way to provide to my family. But, you know, situation changed. And right now, you know, I'm bigger, I'm older, let's say. I'm not 25 years old anymore. And situation changed. So, you know, doing a lot of kilometers and taking away a lot of times and days from my kids, you know, uh, it have to, you know, have a value, because time have a value. So right now, if music is not, live shows is not able to, you know, provide to my family and food, I have to focus on something else. And sadly, you know, sometimes you go back home, don't have no energy, you know, you just have a dinner, smoke a spliff, you know, watch the movie you couldn't end the night before, and and
Yeah.
and fall asleep, and the other day it comes again.
Yes.
But still, there are songs I want to release. There are songs that they're ready, but the reality is right now music is guided by the algorithm, you know. So if you have a big, huge fan base that watch it, listen, you have the chance to get listened to a majority of people. Live music, even before the COVID, even before the pandemic, it was already crisis. And not only Italy, you know, Europe-wise, worldwide, you know,
Oh,
it's
right, right.
all
It's a hard
difficult,
time for all
hard
the
times.
artists, selectors. Yeah.
Every right, the whole
Massive,
movement and
massive
the whole
audience.
underground movement, the one was more real. I really, I really have facing a hard time. Discotheque is more easy, you know,
Mhm.
boom, boom, boom. So, in a word, you know, right now I'm asking myself, do I really want to keep, you know, doing and struggling to impose the artist side, which is an ego, my side of ego, of course. I know I have a talent, I want to show it to the world, you know, but uh, when it was about, you know, what you can do and what you can do live, you know, you had to sing good, you had to sound good. But right now it doesn't matter anymore. Of course it matters, but, you know, to make it again enough to do only that, too much things change. So uh, I'm right. I'm really reflecting right now what to do. Of course, music will always be part of my life, but right now, you really, to release a single, you really need to have the money to promote it proper, to try to, you know, beat that algorithm. Because once the people know that you're a good artist,
You need to
there's a
pay,
good
right?
song, people sing it. But the thing is to reach to the people. And right now, no telling lies, you need thousands of dollars for one single, thousands of euros to, from the video to the studio time to the eventual
Marketing,
featuring,
right?
packaging, everything, you know,
Right.
promoting. Right now, I could record a beautiful thing at home, but you need to promote it. Instagram, this and that, and blah blah blah, YouTube. So right now, I'm struggling to have the, you know, to bring the food. So I don't lie to myself. I like to be honest. So right now, if this is the situation, I keep it myself. You know, I play with my guitar. I did a small gig for 50 people. You know, everybody with the mask, sit. You know, sometimes the vibe is there. You know, once you're a musician, you will be a musician forever.
Yeah.
But now really I hope to see the end of this strange, you know, new things happening, you know. I would like to see the world back at least as it was, you know, with the freedom to, of course, the health is the first thing. So I hope, you know, all the governments all of the world and the people will be able to stop and the pandemic, to find a vaccine or whatever, and to bring it back to the reality, because the new generation have to know that there is nothing more beautiful to be with your family, your friends, in an open space and dance to the music. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
I very sad for the live concerts in my country. Every month you can you can saw uh, Capleton, Sisla, different artists, European artists too. In Costa Rica, love reggae music is very sad. We can live music. Live music is vibe is, I don't know, is a blessing, but in this time it's hard times, and we need to reflect, be more conscious, see into our soul, right?
Yeah.
But we need to be strong. We need to be strong and have faith to this situation be in the future better, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Raphael, can you send a big salute to audience of Healthy Reggae Music by Marvin Selector? Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
with Rebel or Rise Up song, a little sing.
Yeah, man. Health Rebels music. Marvin
Healthy
Selector.
Reggae. See, Healthy Reggae, Marvin Selector.
Healthy reggae. Marvin Selector, big up yourself. We're gonna rise up. Rise up. No matter what the people them say. Healthy reggae. Rise up. Rise up. Tomorrow better than today, Marvin. Rise up. Rise up. How you gonna follow him? Yes, it's Raphael representing Healthy Reggae. Big up yourself. Marvin, brother, it was a pleasure. One love.
Give thanks, my brother. Blessed love. And the last only for the platform that I shared that the vibration Hot 78 Radio, Costa Rica.
Hot 70, Hot
Hot
78.
78. Yes, Hot
Okay.
78 Radio, Costa Rica, right.
Well, it's Raphael representing and saluting Hops. Sorry,
No,
again.
don't worry, don't worry.
It's Raphael saluting and representing for Hot 78 FM, Costa Rica, Pura Vida. One love. Reggae music will always lift you up and up and up. Rise up, my people.
Up, up, up. Give thanks. Raphael, thank you for your time, brother, for your vibration, for your words. In every interview, I learn a lot of the person that I interview, and I have a a good vibe from you, my brother. Thank you for that. I wait you stay in Costa Rica in some moment. You have a friend here. If you need something, if you need to organization to do a tour with sound system or with band, come with me. I work with other friends for love for reggae music, with magazine and media, right? If you need something in the future, you have a friend, really, really,
Thank you
brother.
very much. I
Yeah,
really appreciate it. Let's keep the
yeah,
link. Thank you,
yeah.
Marvin.
Just keep that in, very, brother. Thank you for staying with us.
Respect.
Healthy Culture Reggae Show by Marvin Selector. This Raphael. Give thanks, brother. See you.